Hi everyone, my microphone works again.
Yay!
For anyone who didn't catch our fun little bonus stream this past weekend, or no, well, this past weekend for us,
Mhm.
whatever.
But, but by the time you're listening to this, it'll be the weekend before that.
But yeah, I figured out what the problem was, and I don't know how it happened because the pickup settings had been turned down, not just like in Discord or in Streamlabs, but in my actual computer, and I cannot stress the extent to which I did not do that. So,
Mm.
I'm looking at my audio levels right now, and I'm so loud, which is why I had moved my microphone in the first place. Oh my god. My
Yeah, that's
struggle is real.
because there was like a couple weeks in a row when I kept saying you seemed really quiet, you know, and I had my volume maxed out. And then when you first spoke when I joined the call today, I had to like crank the volume.
I cannot stress the extent to which I did not change anything, so I don't know how this happened. If I hit some keybind by accident where it's like, oh, F whatever, we'll lower this, and I just didn't know it. Not a
Mhm.
clue. But with that being said, besties, it's so over.
Yeah, I mean,
It's so over. Like, I technically knew that this was coming,
yeah,
but What We Do in the Shadows season 6 is gonna be the last season.
but everything's got to end sometime, and it's good that it's
Yeah.
going out on like a high, that it's not one of those shows that just keeps going until a point where you're just like,
I'm over it. Yeah, but here's the thing. I hope the writers knew that this was going to be their last season instead of having
yeah,
this just dropped on them, because holy shit, they've got a lot to wrap up.
yeah. Although, like, it's sad, but at the same time, like, I'm really excited to see how they wrap things up.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, I'm
there's
sure
the
it'll be
clear.
wild.
I hope the guide becomes best friend.
Yes, the guy deserves to be a real friend.
Yeah, that's one of the major things I hope.
I would agree. But yeah, it's so over.
Yeah.
It's so very over. And here's another way that it's fucking over. They're proposing another X-Files revival.
Yeah, I saw that.
And here's the thing. The first X-Files revival, I had fun. Perhaps if I were to go back and watch it now, I would be slightly more critical, but at the time, I was like, holy shit, Mulder and Scully are back. And this show that I had already watched the entirety of, that had started airing before I was born, concluded before I was a fully formed, cognizant human. So at the time, I was so excited that holy shit, I'm able to sit down and watch a brand new episode of the X Files on TV. That was very cool for me. But perhaps if I were to look back at the first revival of the X Files now, I would do it with a more critical eye. Who's to say? The second X Files revival fucking sucked. I wrote a scathing review of it for my college newspaper, which I will link in the description if that is up and accessible to the wider public, because everyone should read it. Because holy shit, that season of the X Files fucking sucked. And I hated the ending, and it was bad. And I was like, okay, well, at least it's over. At least we have at least most of it was fantastic, and I have all of that still. But now they're trying to revive the X Files again, but this time they're not even gonna do it with fucking Mulder and Scully.
They're not. They were in that poster or whatever.
I just assumed that was because it was the X Files.
I don't know. Like, why would they? Because that's clearly a more recent picture.
I heard that it wasn't with them. Maybe my sources, the which was just film Twitter and X Files Twitter, were my sources. So could I be misinformed? Very much so. Could people have just not actually known yet and just heard that there were rumors swirling? Yes. But either way, stop.
Yeah, it's painful to me too, just because it was like such a foundational part of my childhood, even though I was watching it when I was too young to have been watching it really.
No, and that's a weird thing for
But,
me too, despite the fact that again, this show, the majority of this aired when I was not alive, and yet I found this show when I was in high school, and you know becoming a person, like, actually. And I loved it so much. And so, like, it is also kind of foundational for me in a weird way, despite the fact that I was not, like, watching it at the time. Stop.
I do still remember watching it, like, every Sunday night at 9 p.m.
God, I
like,
fucking...
that was how we finished the weekend.
God, I wish that were me.
And I remember it always being complicated the weekends that my brother and I would be at my dad's for the weekend, because then we'd either stay there late to watch it with him, or we'd have to make sure we got back in time to sit down and watch it, you know.
Oh my god, I love that.
And there were a few days where it was, like, close. And sometimes, especially because I was 8 years old when it started.
Yeah.
And so I was still kind of, like, mostly showering at night at that point, just to save time in the morning.
Yeah.
And so sometimes my dad would, like, drop me off, and my mom would be like, well, you gotta take your shower before you can watch X-Files, and man, did I set records for shower time.
We've all been there.
So, yeah, I mean, it was it's one of those things where, you know, my memory is not great, but sitting down and watching that with my brother and my dad, like...
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that. It's just, no, who's asking for this? I mean, it's network executives. It's fucking network executives trying to capitalize on, like, the fact that, like, bringing back things has proven popular, logic of safety, all that fucking bullshit. But, like, no one who truly loves this show wants this. Like, I am confident in saying that.
Yeah, I think this has sort of come up in some once or twice before, but, like...
Oh, almost certainly.
But I mean this general idea of, like, there are some things that just shouldn't be remade.
Yeah, just don't touch it. It was perfect.
There's some things that it's like, it's fair game. Like, sure, make as many Fantastic Four movies as you want. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever, man.
But, like, if they ever remake Clue, I will burn this world to the ground.
Put that sentence back in your mouth right now. I don't want that in the universe.
It was funny, the article I was looking through just before we started, it feels weird to say article when I'm talking about BuzzFeed because it makes it sound too, you know, whatever.
I mean, technically that's what it is.
It is, but, like, when I say article, my first thought is, like, newspaper, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, like an article, but no, I get what you mean.
One of the opinions in that article was that Jaws should never be remade.
No, why would you?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So there are just some things you just gotta leave them alone. And as much as I love the X-Files, leave it alone. We don't
absolutely.
Need
Here's the thing, absolutely leave it alone. And that's not to say that, like, you can't do anything with it, quote unquote. Like Jaws, for example. Like, yes, do not ever fucking remake Jaws. But there's a concept album of a musical about the filming of Jaws because it was riddled with fucking problems. That sounds really fun to me.
Yeah, but that's its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's
so, like,
different thing.
It doesn't mean never touch anything adjacent to it again, but holy shit, leave the original thing alone. So yeah, there's a hot take for me. I don't want this. I can't think of anyone who does. That's actually, like, an X-Files fan. So, don't do it.
Yeah. Or at the very least, cast somebody better than, I always forget that kid's name. The new Mulder.
Huh?
You know what I mean? Like, when they had the two young people that were, like, the new Mulder and Scully. I don't remember their names.
Yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name, but I think he is like a piece of cardboard with a face.
Yeah, nobody wants it.
So at least give us somebody who's, like, more interesting and charismatic.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Although, again, in the most fucking sexless era of media, will it happen? Probably not. Because can you imagine trying to recreate the, like, will they, won't they tension of the OG Mulder and Scully in today's era of, like, why was there, like, a sex scene? There didn't need to be.
Nope.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so,
it cannot be recreated in any way.
Leave the X-Files alone.
Yeah. I'm trying to find that guy's name because it's really bothering me.
Of course. So technically I had this in the document, like, I was already planning for us to talk about this today, but it technically already sort of came up organically on the last podcast episode. We mentioned Sweeney Todd. uh, broke out the shirt. But do we want to do a slightly more formal, quote-unquote, review of that? Because I do have actual opinions that I didn't want to get into when we were hanging out with Harley for time reasons. Yeah. I would like to say some slightly nuanced things about it because, wow, I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
Absolutely blown away. The full 26-piece orchestra, like, God, that is what you need to do that score, that soundtrack justice. Like, especially, like, the opening number where, like, the full orchestra comes in. Like, that needs to physically hit you in the face, and God damn, it did.
Yeah.
So that was fucking fantastic. And also, please feel free to jump in, because this was, as I said on the last episode, your first experience seeing a show on actual Broadway, which I hope was very fun. But yeah, no. Absolutely loved it. I thought the set was so cool. Like, I love how they played up the very kind of, like, industrial feel of it.
Yeah.
I thought it fit very well and, like, was able to evoke a lot of different places while essentially being, like, a catwalk and, like, a platform with some stairs that rotated at points.
Yeah, I mean, it was really simple in a way, but they were able to, like, use it in an effective manner.
And I also said this already, but man, oh man, and Annalee Ashford slayed, crushed it.
We've talked about this a few times already, but yeah, I think she, like...
No, she's so good.
Was great, but yeah, she stole the show. She
100% did. And frankly, like, I was kind of, quote, like, in my mind at the beginning, I was kind of, quote unquote, there for Josh Groban. But the thing is, with a role like Sweeney Todd versus Mrs. Lovett, oh my god, you can have so much more fun with Mrs. Lovett because, like, he has to be, like, he crushed it. He did an absolutely fantastic job. Hearing his voice live was insane, especially, like, with the amount that he kind of, like, leaned in on these sort of, like, rock growl type sounds. Mm-hmm. Because I remember hearing him say in interviews, like, immediately after Great Comet, where he, like, put in a little bit of that every now and again. He was like, oh yeah, like, this is my first time kind of trying to, like, push my voice to do something like that. And I was like, oh wow, so you've definitely practiced and done more of that since then. So that was super cool, like, he's knowing that and then seeing, like, oh wow, so you really have, like, grown as an artist since you said this thing. But, like, you have to be, for a role like that, anyone who's in the role of Sweeney Todd, you have to be, like, very dark and brooding and, like, ruminating on your revenge. Whereas, again, with Mrs. Lovett, you can just fucking have fun with it. And God did she.
She looked like she was having a blast.
She looked like she was having the time of her fucking life. And frankly, I would be too if I had any sort of, musical talent. Absolutely kill it. And the accent that she was doing, this sort of, like, trying to hide a quote-unquote lower class English accent with a posh English accent and not doing a very good job of it, was so funny because because I'm sitting there thinking, like, this sounds a little bit like Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows, because, like, in the beginning of the show, like, when she looks a little more, like, disheveled, they have her hair up in, like, cat buns. And I was like, oh, maybe, like, that's just what's reminding me of it or whatever. But then, like, in between a break in the songs or the dialogue or something, Kyle just leans over to me and goes, do you hear Nadja? And I was like, yes, I do. So it wasn't just me. That was nice to know at the time. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not just hyperfixating way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that we saw this, like, well into the run of, like, this cast as all of these characters, because, like, clearly everyone, like, knows each other and is like, all right, like, instead of the, like, first week or whatever, like, previews where it's like, okay, we gotta go by the book, can't mess this up, whereas, like, weeks and months in, everyone's just kind of like, we got this, we can have a little bit of extra fun with it. And I think that really comes through when you see something that's been, like, that's been running on Broadway for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, loved every second of it. Josh Groban was fucking fantastic. Annalee Ashford absolutely slayed. Everything about it was so good.
Although it would have been really fun to see it early on and then later on, just to see how they do it differently.
That was an interesting thing. I technically kind of had that experience, but I, like, wasn't really thinking about it at the time when I saw SpongeBob, because it had been running for a while when I saw it the first time anyway. But even then, I noticed, like, oh yeah, they, like, put a little, like, they really, like, leaned in to, like, you know, whatever bit they've been doing, you know, hundreds of times at this point.
Yeah, I mean, because it definitely seemed like Emily Ashford was like really leaning into
Really
certain
ham
parts.
it. Especially the thing where she's, like, on the floor and did, like, the full rotation thing where they're, like, making, like, jokes during, A Little Priest.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, she's really hamming it up.
like sliding down the stairs. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And, like, here's the thing, I would be doing the exact same thing.
mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
I feel it, but yeah, no, it was so excellent.
Plus,
So good. Yeah, we got our playbill signed. It was fucking amazing.
5 signatures on here, including. I think my hand's on it. There we go. There's Josh Groban's.
God, that was utterly insane.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know if you could see. I was like my hands were shaking when we walked away.
What are you talking about? You said it multiple times.
I don't remember saying that.
You did.
Like, I know that I spoke to him, and I distinctly remember his eyes looking directly into mine. But that whole interaction, like, I know what I said because I had it in my head beforehand, and I had, like, said it to myself a couple times. But, like, that whole interaction is a blur. Wild.
So I said, you should have warned me. I would have recorded the whole thing. I didn't know.
Oh well.
By the time I pulled out my camera, it was already post-discussion and into selfie time.
I mean, you know, I have the picture to, you know, remind myself that blur where I remember words coming out of my mouth and vaguely remember what he said, it did happen.
But also the video. A little bit of video. I feel like having video is so much better than having just a picture, because seeing the movement of it
I feel that.
Makes it seem more real.
Although Kyle did get an action shot, which was nice.
Okay.
But yeah. 10 out of 10 experience, and I'm not gonna get too deep into, like, Broadway opinions, because I know that is not necessarily entertaining discussion for a wide audience, but I will say, they're replacing the fucking dream team that is Josh Groban and Annalee Ashford with fucking Aaron Tveit and Sutton Foster. Like, I understand that castings, again, like Josh Groban and Annalee Ashford, that's, like, it's stunt casting. It is. Regardless of whether or not it works, you are putting the biggest names possible in there to draw the biggest audience possible. And these happen to be two excellent choices, regardless of the fact that, again, it's a stunt cast. But, like, if you're gonna keep doing it, at least do it well. You set such a high precedent for yourself picking such a good stunt cast. So then you just pick two people who don't fit at all. Because Aaron Tveit, he's extremely talented. If anyone has seen Les Mis, you have seen Aaron Tveit in action, and I have my opinions as an annoying musical person about the movie version of that musical, but Aaron Tveit is one of the highlights. He's a great singer, he's a great actor. Why would you pick a tenor for a role that is supposed to be a bass or a baritone? It's just because they know that people think Aaron Tveit is hot.
Sure.
And again, like, Sutton Foster, why? Like, I've never been particularly nuts about her vocal style. This is not to throw shade and be like, oh, she, like, can't sing. She clearly could sing far better than I ever could, but, like, why? Why would you replace this sort of, like, soprano that is Annalee Ashford with Sutton Foster? It's bizarre to me. But I'm not going to get into it because it's just going to be alienating for anybody who watches this. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Now that sort of update corner has ended, would we like to get into the chart TM that I found on Twitter and I think is really funny, so I just want to talk about it, even though there's kind of not much to quote-unquote argue about? Or maybe we can find some. I feel like it's possible to find something, but allow me to copy and paste the chart. Ooh, nope. I do it every time. Every time I mean to open the chat and I just unfull screen the video call. Yeah, why isn't it? I hate when it does this. Hold on. Well, let me copy and paste the picture into the chat so I can pull it up. Yes, it will. Thank you. So I will read. This is a tweet by @_unwell. God, what a mood. And the tweet reads, got kicked out of the dispensary for asking them to tell me where their wares fell on the chart. Again. And then the chart is as follows. For audio listeners, it is a X and Y axis chart where on the x-axis in the negative you have TV is scary, and on the x-axis in the positive you have TV is fun. On the y-axis on the positive you have the dishes are fun, and on the y-axis in the negative you have the dishes are scary. So this is what we're going to be talking about. I just want to open up the floor to, like, thoughts, feelings. What do we have to say about this?
Yeah, so I feel like if you're falling into the bottom left there, where both TV and dishes are scary,
that's not somewhere you ever want to be, and frankly, I think that's what, like, that's gas station, like, that's like the Delta 8 gas station stuff, where, like,
I don't think that's dispensary weed.
Because I have heard someone refer to Delta 8 as opening the cube from Hellraiser in your brain. So, like, that's where, like, yeah. Anything that's in the double negative of TV is scary and the dishes are scary, that's, like, your sketchy gas station, like, fake weed. That's Delta 8. That's not where you want to be. And I have never had that experience.
No, or I feel like it would have to be laced with something, maybe.
No, yeah, you would be having a bad time. And this is all informed as a person who has partaken, like, occasionally. I am by no means a massive stoner or whatever, but it's legal in New York, so.
Yeah, actually, I think I forgot to mention our first legal recreational dispensary opened up here, like, last week.
Woohoo! Go Rochester area. Anyway.
Yeah. I remember us talking about it when they passed the legislation 2 years ago. And
they really dragged their feet on that.
Yeah, took 2 years.
Got there eventually. But yeah, I have never been in a, like, both TV and the dishes are scary. I don't think I've ever been in a dishes are scary.
No. That seems more like you're on acid or something.
Yeah, that does seem like acid, which I have zero experience with psychedelics, so I'm not even going to try and...
But I also have trouble imagining a scenario where doing the dishes is fun. I mean, I guess unless... like,
I've been in a dishes are fun vibe.
Where, like, everything is fun.
Yeah, everything's great. Like, I'm just doing my thing. My brain is full of thoughts that I'm enjoying. That's really all I can describe it. I'm just thinking things and I like them.
Yeah, but I think...
Like, I'm hyper fixating the whole time that I'm doing anything. And I'm just rotating my hyperfixations in my mind, like, while I'm doing it's great.
I think it would be difficult to see it that way for me, because there's always something I'd rather be doing.
Interesting. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I've definitely had a dishes and TV are fun experience, and highly recommend.
Yeah, I don't really get TV being scary either. Again, I think that's more of a...
Oh, I had a TV is scary experience.
Was it Cats?
Yeah, it was Cats. It was when we watched Cats.
I knew you were going to say that.
And it wasn't just the fact that it was Cats. And it wasn't just the fact that it was Cats, too. Because, like, one of the side effects you can possibly get is, like, your eyes dilate a little bit. So my, like, perception of light was very weird. And I was watching that anyway, and I was just like... I have absolutely had a TV is scary experience. But I think if I had been asked to do a task at that point, it would have taken my mind off the fact that TV was scary. So I think the dishes would have been fun.
Interesting.
So I've definitely had a TV is scary, dishes are fun experience. I have absolutely had a dishes are fun, TV is fun experience. I don't know about TV being fun, but the dishes being scary. I have been like, I don't want to move to do the dishes.
Yeah.
So, like, perhaps not scary, but daunting.
Maybe. Yeah, I was not scared while watching Cats. I was just indignant. Might be.
That's honestly, yeah, that tracks. That's a good way to describe that.
Yeah, I think that feels right. Um, I had some. Oh, somebody says they've been full bottom left. Interesting.
Oh, I can't. God damn
I
it! I
was
gotta
looking at
open
the
this on my
replies.
phone. I don't want to do that.
Because I. Oh, interesting. I was
Hold on.
trying to find. There was.
Now I gotta go through the whole thing of trying to open this on my phone because I can't open it on.
Yeah, I can't find the reply I was looking for. But by the way, the actor that I was referring to in X Files is Robbie Amell.
Okay.
Him and his cousin Stephen Amell. I don't understand it.
Oh my god. Just take me to the app.
They are both.
Why does this have to be so difficult?
Boot.
God damn it. I will find this because I want to see people's replies too. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here's somebody who's actually like mentioning strains that affect them like that.
Here's my thing. I feel like it would be difficult to plot strains on this chart because your reaction to it is so informed by just your, like, it's such an individual experience.
Yeah, reacts to body chemistry differently.
Yeah.
Nah. If you flip the axis, it makes a good political compass.
Yeah, okay. I like this person just posting pictures of their completed dishes as a response.
Huh.
Getting cursed with scary weed is a fate worse than death. I can imagine. I'm interested in this person who just plotted all of the zodiac signs on
Yeah, I was looking at
the
that.
chart. I don't know if I agree.
I don't. Because it has me exactly in the middle between TV being fun and scary and like, no, TV's my life.
Yeah, no. I'm not a dishes or scary person either. I'm a very, like, I don't like doing the dishes, but I'm a very organized individual. Like, yeah, TV is fun, but no, dishes are not scary.
I looked at that and immediately dismissed them for being.
Valid. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Just this whole thing, honestly. Again, this is why I feel like I like that they said got kicked out of the dispensary for asking where their wares fall on the chart because again, how can you plot that? Like I've been like it's a meme that like everyone's having a good time except the one friend and you've all partaken of the same thing.
Yeah, but I can't imagine they'd actually get kicked out for that.
No. I don't think you'd actually get kicked out of a dispensary for asking where their wares fall on the chart, but I can see like why you wouldn't get anywhere asking.
We can't really tell you that.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, do we have anything else that we would like to say about this? Or would we like to move on into our next segment? Which I'm honestly kind of excited for, even though it's probably just going to be Bridget opens herself up to judgment.
Do you have, like, specific people in mind, or is it like we're just putting people out there?
Oh, I have a folder of images on my phone that I prepped
Oh,
for this specifically to make my life easier so that I don't have to edit the images in after.
oh, there you go.
And I think I already know what's going to start a fight, which is going to be really exciting.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. We're playing Smash or Pass again. It's been a red hot minute.
Yeah.
But we are once again getting horny on Maine. I hope y'all have missed it.
Yeah, it's been a real long
It's
while.
been a really long time. I am gonna begin with someone who's technically not real. Fucking shocker. But probably not who you're thinking right off the bat. Come on,
You don't
Bridget.
know what I'm...
Find the Discord app. You can do it. There we go. Okay.
Oh, Vix has had enough of you talking. She has left.
Oh, rude.
She kept looking toward the computer like, can you stop?
No. Sorry. Alright, image number 1. Why is this not cooperating? I'm losing my mind, but that's okay. Stop it! I hate the new Discord update on mobile, by the way. Just putting that out there. I'm sending 2 images. Number 1, Smash or Pass. Mr. Adrian Tepesh, Alucard from Castlevania.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
We might have, but not on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, and then obviously Smash.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at him.
That's not even a question. Plus, not even just being, like, attractive, but he's, like, witty.
Oh my god, yes. Personality, like the personality is there. He's absolutely beautiful. And also, he could probably make me into some sort of weird vampire hybrid so that I could spend the rest of my life with him. My immortal life with him. Yeah, I'm so here for it.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous. I love him so much. Do we want to do a trade-off thing, or do you want me to just bombard you with weird shit?
I feel like the trade-off implies that I have people prepared.
This is why I told you to think horny thoughts.
But it wasn't in there.
You knew we were gonna play Smash or Pass. Even if you didn't see the note, you saw that Smash or Pass was on there.
Yeah, this afternoon, I'm in the middle of grading final papers.
God damn it.
You gotta be more explicit.
Clearly.
Yep. Plus, everything is insane right now. I have like 6 million things to do.
You hate to see it. I am so sorry.
It is December 20th currently. I have not started my Christmas shopping.
Girl, no.
That's the level.
Why are you here recording a podcast?
Yeah, that's the level of busyness that I'm working with right now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I am still going to encourage you to say a thing. If not, again, this can just be Bridget opens herself to judgment. Is that what we want this to be? I don't necessarily want it to be, but I'll allow it to be.
So you're saying you want me to come up with people?
That would be nice. If that's impossible, I'll just spit names at you and we'll probably disagree a lot and it'll be really funny.
Interesting. Keep going.
Okay. You know what? Let's go with another animated man. The only other animated man that I have for us to discuss while I'm thinking of it. Levi Ackerman.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, it's actually funny that earlier when I saw the Smash or Pass in the
Did you think, oh no, I've only been watching anime?
Well, no, I think I said this before, like last time maybe we did this, that like we should have like themed ones. Or like, sci-fi Smash or Pass or
these two aside, we could definitely do an anime Smash or Pass because there's a ton of anime pretty boys out there.
And that's what I was about to say. I was like, oh, I bet an anime themed one would be fun. Because
can definitely keep that in the back pocket.
Yeah. Because, for example, stupid update on my computer, changing my search engine.
You hate to see it, you really do.
I'm pulling up a picture so I can put it in the chat.
Bless. Ooh, I
Although
should
this,
try and
this one,
build a like Smash or Pass overlay into Streamlabs and do like online editing type thing. Interesting.
so I need a picture of him without the blindfold. Because, you know.
Here's the thing. I purely aesthetically, I'll hold judgment until you find a photo of him without the blindfold. Oh. Oh.
This is Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh. Never mind. Smash.
Yeah, I know he's an animated character, but man, does this animated character make me feel things.
I was gonna say pass, and then I
Really?
saw his face. Cause I'm not nuts about the way his hair. Like I was again. I know nothing about this character, so I was going like purely aesthetic. I was like, I'm not really nuts about the vibe that this man has going on with like the hair spiked up like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, his hair is only spiked when he has the blindfold on.
oh, his eyes are like again. He's animated, but like his eyes are gorgeous.
Well, yeah, there's a reason he has to keep them covered. Like,
Oh,
they have like powers essentially.
oh, so like the anime version of Cyclops.
No, it's very different because they're essentially, it's hard to explain.
Okay, fair enough. I'll watch Jujutsu Kaisen at some point. We'll get there. But like,
Yeah. But no, he's especially like when you see the way that he moves and stands and carries himself, it's just like, yeah, no, his eyes are ridiculous.
yes, please. Okay.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Just one more in between picture. There we go, because I just looked over and saw it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, with his hair down and like you can actually see his face. Whew, don't mind if I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could pull out anime characters. It's just that's
Do
great.
it. I have no shame in admitting when I find cartoon characters attractive. Not even a little bit. What else we got? I think I've probably mentioned this man before, but I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Con O'Neill.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that, and I believe we were both on the Smash
No,
side.
absolutely smash. Especially these like these pictures of him when he's like 20 something. Hello?
Which you still haven't watched the new season, right?
No, I haven't, but I have heard some spoilers and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no. He's so good looking right now. Like he like total silver fox in my personal opinion, but oh my god. When he was younger? Are you kidding me? And he can sing?
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Smash.
Yes.
Did you find an anime boy, or do I need to do something else?
Do something else.
Okay.
I'm getting upset with my computer at the moment.
Here's where I think it's gonna start getting controversial.
Okay.
Sending a bunch of pictures. Vessel from Sleep Token.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say.
Actually, I don't. Probably pass. Because you don't know what his face looks like, but the thing is that you don't get to know.
Yeah, and I don't find that look attractive.
Rude. No. Absolutely smash. He's gorgeous. I love him.
You don't know what he looks like.
I don't care. Look at him. He's beautiful.
But you can't see him.
Whatever.
You see clothing and plastic.
I see his titties.
You see a costume, not a person.
Don't care. He is gorgeous. Love
You
him.
can say the costume is gorgeous.
And he has the voice of an angel. Smash.
Nope.
Weak.
I have absolutely zero interest.
Weak. Yeah, no, okay. Would you like to go, or would you like to continue hearing weird opinions from me? Because I think this is gonna, we've just established the tone for probably the rest of this segment.
Yeah, so you just keep throwing, like, costumed people in bands, and I'll just keep throwing anime characters.
Cool. I know this is gonna start a fight, so I'm, like, reluctant to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I need you to just take a minute, and I need you to perceive this just as a guy. This is a guy. I don't care.
We've done this before.
We have not done it on the podcast, so we're doing it on the podcast for an audience right now.
I swear we have done that on the pod before.
I need you to just perceive this as a guy.
Yeah, no, I'd pass.
How? For audio listeners, I'm sorry. We are talking about Papa Emeritus III, Terzo of the band Ghost. He's beautiful. Smash.
I'm not into dudes wearing makeup and stuff like that. Like, I want to see their actual face.
Oh my god. No, he's gorgeous. Smash. Okay, what if I show you a guy in makeup and then also out of it?
I mean, that would be better.
Here, this is lead singer of Carrick Angren.
I got a page picture. Oh, come on, it's not that. Guy in makeup. Yeah.
Smash. Absolutely smash.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not a huge fan of guys with long hair, but
and honestly, keep the corpse paint on.
No.
Oh, I love a skinny rat man in corpse paint. I see one and I black out. Love it. That's a minor. That's a child. I just want to make sure he's okay.
Denji?
Yeah, he's like 16.
Not by the end. Oh, not the end. Still not the end, but that's the problem. Is that like
yeah, that's the thing with anime. There's a lot of like teenagers.
Yeah, most of them are. That's why I was struggling. I was like, I know Satoru Gojo is like 28, so there's that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
just thinking more in terms of cute.
Oh, no, Denji's so cute. I absolutely love him, but I just, like, want to, like, keep him safe.
Yeah.
I just, like, kind of want to, like, parent him. Oh, here's a person who we know is not a teenager, who's an anime character, L.
Yeah.
L from Death Note. Absolute smash. I'm sending a picture just in case someone who's watching this doesn't know who L from Death Note is and wants to see.
Oh, I know one.
Oop, if you can beat me to it.
Oh, no, a different character.
Ah, okay.
We'll see how you feel about this guy.
God, he's so off-putting. I love it.
I want a better picture than this one.
That's my thing. I'm trying to find a better picture. He's pretty, I swear! Which, I'm not setting myself up well. If you have to say that, you've already lost.
I mean, even the ones where he looks like Creature, I still think he's cute.
I would, yeah, you know what, fine. Show me
what
my...
What about that one?
Show me my Creature. Yeah!
Cute there.
I'm also just trying to find one that's, like, actually high quality. For whatever reason, Google image search sucks now. Like, everything is so pixelated. There we go. Thank you.
I like that one.
Yes. This, beautiful creature of a man.
Hold on, this one is adorable.
Smash. Smash! No, I love him, and he's like 25, so it's fine.
Yeah. Um.
But
Oh,
also, I want to like give him soup and make sure he's getting enough sleep.
yes.
I
Yes.
worry
Because
about him.
he does not eat well. He needs to eat vegetables and things.
Yeah, just a vegetable. That's it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
asking.
I eat a lot of vegetables, just a single
Just one.
vegetable.
Just one.
I am
Literally
not
all I ask.
any of these pictures of him that I am finding.
I'm so sorry. I am
Uh,
fascinated to know who you're talking about, but I will take your time. Or
my
let you
current
take your time.
uh current anime brain rot show.
Love it. Um, should I continue?
I just put a picture in the chat. I can. What?
Hmm.
I'm gonna add a supplemental one.
I'm gonna say right off the bat, not my type.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that the answer is no. Okay,
That
this is
is
a better picture of his face.
yes. All the ones that were more full body, they don't look right. But that's
Interesting.
second one is more what his face actually looks like. But that is Yami Sukahiro from Black Clover. And he is 28, as he likes to say very frequently.
Fascinating. He's not my type,
Yeah.
but I don't think that means the answer is no.
Yeah. I honestly don't even know what my answer would be. Because, like,
Here's the thing. My answer is definitely not pass, but I don't know if it's definitively smash. If I were to watch the show and like really like fall in love with his personality, then yes, it would definitely take over into smash. But right now, it's neutral, but a positive neutral.
yeah, and see, I'm coming from a different angle where it's like, I do know his personality, and I'm still on the fence because, like, he's super powerful and like has integrity and all that stuff, but at the same time he's just like an asshole, and he
Mm,
literally has a cigarette in his mouth at all times and totally
maybe
oblivious and
maybe he
yeah.
wants to say I did.
Yeah, I mean he is huge. He's a
That's my thing. Like I
really big guy.
definitely have a type. Like again, I see a skinny rat man in corpse paint, I black out. But there are times where I find myself ridiculously attracted to somebody who is not that type. Um, Example I'll give. Unfortunately, found out that this man is most likely an utter scumbag, which is very disappointing. But the lead singer of Rammstein, Till Lindemann, like absolutely was a carpenter prior to like leading this band, and like I am normally not about the like built like beefy type guy, but I saw a video of him at Bizarre Fest 1997, and oh my god. Again, probably a total scumbag, super disappointing, but that is a beautiful specimen of a man. Like just objectively looks alone gorgeous. So like sometimes I'm still like, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean I've seen pictures of him with like his shirt off and stuff. I see it.
Like that's an archetype that a lot of people find attractive, and I don't always understand why, but that's one of the examples where I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I feel like we've talked about this honestly several times at this point, but like overly muscly, it's just not
No, I'm really not always
it.
here for it, and like I think when I see guys that are technically jacked, like I don't want them to look like Wolverine. Like you know what I mean? Like again, it's just like the sort of like this guy clearly used to be a carpenter. That's kind of hot. Cuz like that's
Yeah.
just a guy who's in good shape, not like a guy who is like dehydrating himself and like on steroids and all this ridiculous shit. So, like, there has to, like, unless it is, for example, an anime character, there's gotta be a sort of level of, like, this is an actual real human. Perhaps a human who's just in very good shape and works out, but, like, this is a person. This is just a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a big difference between, like, you are somebody who clearly works out and has muscle versus you are somebody who has really gone overboard and you need to rethink your life priorities.
Yeah, essentially. Not bothering to send a picture of Till because he's a scumbag. But I am gonna send it. Yeah, you know what? Let's stir the pot. Unless it's not working. Yeah, Papa Emeritus the Fourth and Cardinal Copia, technically the same person.
I know they are different characters, but
Yes, I know that
my answer's not gonna
Terzo
be
and Copia and Popia, they're all the same person underneath the mask. It is all it's all different characters being portrayed by one person. I need you to set that fact aside in your brain right now.
Well, no, but I'm saying, why would you think I would answer any differently? Because it has all the same things that I commented on last time.
Because they have different. I mean,
I-
yes, okay, fine. Popia in the makeup, I get. But the Cardinal, he has a little bit of makeup on. That's fine.
No,
Fuck you.
I'm not into it.
I'm so mean.
Like, him as a person, just being his regular self, he's cute. But
Here's the
I'm
thing,
not into it.
I find Tobias Forge incredibly attractive. I respect him too much to say smash.
So, only his character's not him as a person.
No. Like, I feel like, and I don't know if this is maybe because, like, genuinely I cannot think of a living artist that I have ever, like, kind of, like, looked up to more. Like, no.
Hmm.
No. I think he's, I think he's incredibly handsome. He's a very good-looking guy, but no. And also maybe this is just, like, knowing that he's, like, married and has children, but, like,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Just the characters only, please.
Oh, I'm about to pull up an anime character, but I feel.
No. Both the Cardinal and Papa Emeritus the Fourth smash 6 Ways to Sunday. Although whoever made Copia feel like he had to get a fucking nose job when he ascended, you're on my shit list. He was beautiful already.
You know what? I am gonna pull up this character because
Why? Because I'm making you look at masks like they're actual people?
well, no, because if I don't specify who the character is, you might forget by the time you watch the show. So I mean, I wouldn't really call it a spoiler anyway.
Okay.
I'm like debating on this. And hard to find a picture that is what I am looking for.
I'm like so intrigued right now.
It's from Demon Slayer. Oh my god. This is like.
See, I'm just trying to think of who from Demon Slayer it could possibly be because they're all 15.
No, there's a lot of adults in the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
yeah,
the ones
like,
you have
the
talked
main
about.
characters. Yeah, like Tanjiro and all that. Yeah, they're kids, but this is not a kid. He is also late 20s. Why can I not find? I feel like trying to explain why it's hard to find a picture is also kind of ruining things.
Interesting.
Oh wow, it's the best I got. I hope it doesn't. Again, it's not really a spoiler, but trying to explain why it's not really a spoiler, I feel like it's kind of spoilery. But this is Hadeska from Demon Slayer. He is a swordsmith.
He's got some things I like going on. You know, I love a man with long hair.
Mm-hmm.
I like the defined eyebrows. That's kind of good. I think I would need to know his personality, but again, this is kind of a positive neutral again. I think he's pretty attractive, but if we were like to click, quote unquote,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and it's I feel like I can't even talk about his personality without giving away what character this is. Because basically it's a character whose face you don't see until like season 4.
Whatever.
And so that's why I don't want to because I'm hoping by the time you actually get around to watching it, you'll have forgotten already.
I have a lot of things to watch, so it is very possible.
Yeah. But I think he is absolutely beautiful.
Okay. I'm here for it. Let me see if I can come up with that. That's I have gone through everything that I saved specifically for this, but that doesn't mean that I can't come up with something if I give myself all of 2 minutes.
Well, we also have been going for an hour.
Okay, well, in that case, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of a way to wrap this up because God, this is always a fun way to stir up disagreement between the two of us because we have very different taste in men.
Yeah, pretty, well, looks-wise, pretty opposite.
Yeah, glaringly, I would say, if it's based on aesthetics alone.
Yeah, because I think personality-wise, we're interested in the same things,
Yeah, okay.
But in terms of looks, yeah, completely opposite.
Not even remotely.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think, and again, this is just me being judgmental and mean. I don't understand the no makeup thing. I'm like, oh my God, leave it on.
But, think about things that I find attractive that you don't, and me not understanding why you don't find those attractive.
No, yeah, I know. It's just, won't compute.
No. But I think this might qualify for potentially the weirdest round of Smasher Pass in terms of the choices.
For now, I think we can definitely get better. We can definitely do better. We can get weirder, but frankly, I would like to find more people to hopefully have it devolve into a screaming match with if we're gonna get weirder.
I think it's good to have a theme in the future. You could pick a show that has an ensemble cast, for example.
You know what I think would be fun? Like a quote unquote retro Smasher Pass where it's all of the were they attractive?
Interesting.
Because I think there's a lot of examples out there of people who were smoking back in the day. We'll get there at some point. But yeah, let's dive into the weekly worsening. For anyone who watched our bonus stream, you know this already. I'm back on my Skyrim bullshit. The obsession has sunk its claws into my brain once again.
Yep.
Thank you.
Our bonus stream, which was 2 hours long.
Yeah. And very fun, in my personal opinion. Frankly, I would be down to not every weekend, obviously, but every now and again just do fucking random game stream. Why not? If we're both just chilling and doing nothing. It was a good time. I loved it. And yeah, it gave me an excuse to play Skyrim again. And now, it's all I want to do. This always happens. This happens to me at least once a year.
Yeah.
Where I start playing Skyrim specifically again. And I'm just like, ooh, quests.
Did you know today is International Games Day? So you're supposed to play Games Day? That was a fun fact that my Alexa told me this morning.
Damn, okay, I gotta get good.
So, yeah. So I'm like, I gotta play at least a few minutes of video games later. Oh, darn,
And I have another thing, but do you have a thing? Would we like to trade off, or would we like to, each have our own moment?
I got a couple of things.
Hit me with one of them.
Well, I kind of already mentioned the anime brain rot that I started watching Black Clover. I don't remember what day it was, but it was clearly since we recorded last week, because I didn't mention it last week.
You did not. Did it come up on the bonus stream?
Probably, because I was definitely watching it by then.
Yes, okay, because I definitely knew you were watching it.
Yes, so it's been within the last week. for some reason on Crunchyroll, it shows that it has one season, but that one season has 170 episodes. But all the episodes are just numbered 1 through, 170, so that's how I know exactly how many episodes I have watched. 85.
Holy shit! How
And
are they like your standard like 22-minute anime episodes? God damn, girl! Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, pop off. I love it.
Yeah,
Are you wearing
bad.
your Demon Slayer shirt?
Yes. I didn't even think about it. Talking about all these anime characters.
Wow, you're a fucking weeb!
Yeah.
I love it.
I tried to watch a few more episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure the other night because my TV in my bedroom, like it's an LG, and for some reason there's no Crunchyroll app on there, which is weird.
That's so yeah, that is
so
weird.
I couldn't watch Black Clover, so I was like, okay, I'll turn on some JoJo. And I know I've complained multiple times about the character being named REO
Speedwagon.
And I was like, but I'm going to push through, I'll watch a couple more. And then they introduced a character named Ton Petty.
Fuck
One word, Ton Petty.
Yeah, no, it's so ridiculous, but some of it is really funny.
I just can't.
For me, I would say JoJo is best boiled down to a bunch of the most ridiculous clips just like super cut together without context.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you actually try to watch it,
it doesn't make any more sense than if you're just watching a super cut of all the funniest moments.
Well, it's not even that it doesn't make sense. It's that it seems like ridiculous to the point where they're trying to be ridiculous, but I don't think they are. I think they're being serious.
Which does that not kind of make it funnier?
But no, that's the thing. I think it's unfortunately right in the middle of being kind of like cringy, so it's not enjoyable in a serious way, but also being kind of irritating, so it's not even laughably cringy.
Yeah,
I think it falls unfortunately right in that little gutter between those.
You hate to see it.
But I think it's going to be one of those things where I periodically try to watch a couple more episodes and try to fight my way through, because I was told by somebody yesterday that you got to watch at least the first 3 seasons.
Well, I mean, I do understand it being, again, a kind of like foundational text of anime, particularly like making its way over to the West.
Yeah. I do wonder if it would be less terrible if I watched it with subtitles instead of the dubbing, because I think a lot of it...
Oh god, I cannot imagine that show dubbed.
I think a lot of it is the accent of the voice actor for REO Speedwagon.
That is really fucking funny.
So stupid.
I kind of love it.
I don't think they made it that his name to be funny. I think they were just like, we like this band, let's make it his name.
That's a thing that I find so endearing about so much of anime, in the way that particularly there has been a very unique sort of cultural exchange going on between Japan and the United States for quite some time now, where it's just this like, hey, we liked this thing, so we named it after you, just going back and forth for like decades now. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun, but yeah, that one is a lot.
Yeah, so that's where I am in my anime life at the moment.
I love that for you. One of the other ways that I'm worse this week is that I am back on my fanfiction bullshit, baby. She's writing again. I will not specify what I am writing, and no, you do not get to know what name I write under, but I texted you about this. My story keeps getting longer and more complex without my consent, so I have to keep writing it.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Sure. You need, like, somebody to rein you in, like, somebody to read it and then be like, you could actually stop it with this or something, you know?
I don't think that would work. I really don't. Because the ideas would still happen.
But then you can write a new one.
Yeah. Here's the thing, you're right, but the ideas I keep having, like, pertain specifically to this one plot line I have that I'm working on, where I'm just like, but I could do this and give even more depth. I'm like, fuck.
But you can have it across, you can make, like, a whole series, because people are going to be more likely to read, like, little bite not bite-sized, but, shorter ones instead of one super long one.
Oh, girl. No. There it is.
Not necessarily you.
No, seriously, it's such a meme. Like when you want to go to sleep, but you find a like 300,000 word fan fiction.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that's not an everyday,
Point taken, point taken. But yeah, my brain keeps having ideas, and I'm the fucking idiot who has to write them.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to.
I don't have to, but they rotate in my mind until they catch fire. So.
By the way, I felt personally attacked by the yarn meme that you sent me.
I'm glad you appreciated it.
I was like, well, I didn't necessarily agree with their assessments of some of the thicker yarns, but
the sock yarn. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen it happen with my own two eyes.
That's like 95% of my yarn collection sock weight. And I'm using sock weight instead of the other term because you'll just giggle like a child.
Yeah, I will.
Because most knitters do call it fingering weight. Like, that is what, like, sock is just kind of thrown in there sometimes, but it's mostly called fingering weight.
I never claimed to be mature.
Yeah, that's what, like, every single project I have going on downstairs. Although the scarf I knitted you was worsted weight.
Yeah, she chunky.
That was what the pattern called for. I think it was worsted, maybe Ford. Or DK. I don't remember. It was thicker, though.
Yeah, no, she's chunky. I actually think that's it for me, though. Those are the two ways I'm worse this week. I am back on my bullshit in two ways. One with video games, one with fanfiction. Send help.
Yeah, I mean, the anime is, of course, always part of it, but unfortunately, my 3D printer has been out of commission.
Rip.
And I'm gonna so I contacted the company and sent them a picture, like, look at this. And so they're sending me a new extruder.
Nice.
It's gonna take a while.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna do it. But I have been spending a lot of time looking at bigger and better 3D printers online. I haven't even had this one a month, and I'm like, look at these large volume printers that have like a 500 millimeters a second print speed. I said I'm not going to do it.
I know, but like I need a clip to insert as necessary into our text conversations and into the podcast of me loading a super soaker with malicious intent.
But like, I found one that was like, the build volume is so much bigger, so you can make like big things, and the print speed is like 10 times my current one. And it's not as expensive as you would think. It's actually on sale.
You need to pace yourself.
I know. It's so hard, though.
Here's the thing. I understand this. Really, truly, I do. Because my entire attitude this year has been fuck it, we ball. And as we are coming to the end of a fuck it, we ball year, you and I both need to fucking pace ourselves.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, there's just been a lot of things this year.
Yeah, and it's been great.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need to tone it down just a little bit.
Yeah. No, I've done lost my mind a little bit doing these like Ragnars.
Yeah.
And like traveling to all these different places, and I was in Toronto, and yeah.
So
yeah, I got been all over the place.
Nice.
But I mean, it's so tempting. Think about what we could make with a bigger one that was faster.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, I know a way that... So this was my last fuck it we ball thing.
Oh god, what?
Do you want to guess? They restocked something.
No, I didn't realize what it was before you just said that. Because I was like, why are you giggling so much?
I bought the dildo.
I'm gonna like put it in a case on the wall or something. Display it.
Yep. Yeah, no. They restocked and I said, fuck it. Payment plan.
How expensive is it?
It's like $200.
That seems silly. That seems very silly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's not something you use. You put that on a wall.
No, yeah, that's going on the wall. But yeah, I payment planned the Gildo. That was I was like, this is it. You're done. You're cut off. So
I know. Yeah.
I have that now.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a few things. I got into the Cherry Blossom 10-mile race again in DC.
Yay!
They just drew the lottery a couple days ago, so I'm doing that again in
Nice.
April. And of course, we got to do Spam-A-Lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's your Christmas present.
But other than that, I'm gonna try really hard.
No, yeah. Other than like Spam-A-Lot, which is your Christmas present, like.
Yeah,
that's
necessity.
The next thing that I am like, I know there's like one or two things that I'm doing like with my mom because she already got tickets for them, but like the next thing I'm doing is like Saratoga Comic-Con in May.
Yeah. Oh, we'll still do cons, but those aren't like super.
Well, especially now that I have like cosplays that I can just rotate in and out. Like it's kind of just a matter of going, but yeah, that like. Unless we decide to do, like, one day of Toricon just to see, like, the merch.
Yeah. I know I've said this before. I want to do a shopping trip so that I can get the other 2 Chainsaw Man prints that match these ones on my wall here.
Yeah, so, like, yeah. And even that's not till, what, March?
Yeah, last weekend of March.
Yeah.
Same weekend as Insomnia. That's another way that I'm worse, is planning this festival. I've just been talking about it to people nonstop, and they're getting real tired of it.
I love that. You know, as is your right.
Also, this is the costume that I want to put together. Black Clover. Noelle Silva.
Girly pop that skirt.
Yeah, I mean, I would wear shorts under it because it is way too short.
Oh, well, duh.
But, I mean, the dress I would have to make from scratch because I'm not going to find anything like that, so I would just make, like, matching shorts.
I love it. Oh my god, I fully support this. Hell yes, queen.
Yeah, it's a great outfit. I didn't like her as a character at first, but I like her more and more, so.
Hell yes, 10 out of 10. I am so here for it. Nice.
I'm not going to, like, dye my hair silver, but I can have to.
Yeah. Well, with both of us, significantly fucking worse for kind of no reason at all, just vibes. That's where we're gonna leave you for tonight. As always, friends, thank you for fighting with us. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will be back again next week. Adios. This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brookes. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Follow us on Twitter at brkelly98 and at @AndSarahSaid. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice, like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch and Facebook, and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature, or consider subscribing to our Patreon for early access to episodes and fun bonus content. Thanks for listening!